Oh, hello. Let's talk about some animals today in our great state. Um, I like the quote, frogs are smart. They eat what bugs them. That's from William Greenough Thayer Shed. So, but if for no other reason to visit or live in the state of Alaska, we have no snakes. Fact is, there are none naturally occurring or live here. A question that the Alaska Herpetological Society does often get is, do we have snakes? And it can be a little more complicated than a simple yes or no. So, naturally established snake populations do not exist or haven't been documented in Alaska, but that does not mean that snakes have not been seen, as you will see. In and around populated areas have reported snakes, or in the case of a Kasilof man, a dead snake. But most likely they were probably intentionally released pets. There have been sightings of garter snakes near hot springs in the southeast back in the 70s, but more recently there have been no traces found. Snakes have made news in Alaska from time to time, however, usually it just involves escapees. So, no, Alaska does not have any native snake species. The state's cold climate and unique environmental conditions just make it inhospitable for snakes to survive in the wild. While we're speaking about cold, Alaska isn't entirely free of reptiles. Sea turtles have been spotted off the coast of, and we do have a few amphibians, such as the wood frog or tree frog, which can freeze itself solid to survive our cold winters. The wood frog, Lithobates sylvaticus, is the only frog species native to Alaska and is sometimes referred to as a tree frog due to its living in the arboreal habitats during warmer months. Unlike the tree frogs commonly found in warmer climates, Alaskan wood frogs possess a remarkable and extraordinary survival mechanism, allowing them to freeze solid with up to 60 to 70% of their body water turning into ice during winter and then thaw out and resume normal activity in the spring. During winter, they enter into a state of frozen hibernation. During this period, the frog's body temperature drops and up to 2/3 of its body water turns to ice. Its heart stops beating and it appears lifeless. It looks like a rock. The frog's liver uses urea to produce high concentrations of glucose in its vital organs, which act as a natural antifreeze, preventing ice crystals from damaging cells. When the temperatures rise in the spring, the ice within its body gradually thaws, the heart begins to beat again, and normal metabolic functions resume, allowing the frog to reanimate or come back to life and continue its activities. They are the only amphibian found north of the Arctic Circle and can remain frozen from anywhere for up to 7 months.
Just touches an ice crystal.
This animal is going to freeze.
That touch of ice immediately sets off signals inside the frog, says Professor John Costanzo, that pulls water away from the center of its body, so the frog's internal organs are now wrapped in a puddle of water that then turns to solid ice. Well, a kind of miracle happens. After weeks or months of no heartbeat, none, suddenly there's a pulse. And that first heartbeat leads to another, and then within a day, and in the case of this little frog, it took about 10 hours, the animal literally comes back to life. And think how elegant a business this is. Because although the sun is warming up the outside of this little guy, somehow his insides, his heart, his brain, they thaw first. His insides warm up before his outsides. But somehow it all happens in perfect synchrony every spring.
So I hope you enjoyed those videos from Nova. That's pretty extraordinary. Oh. But scientists are studying these frogs to try and learn how to preserve human organs for transplants, keeping them for longer periods, and also a way to better understand blood flow management during heart attacks and or strokes. So for us mere humans, freezing usually kills cells by shredding them from the inside. When ice crystals form, they produce sharp edges, which poke cell membranes and cause these delicate structures to collapse. This is why cryonics remains science fiction, or at least for now. So, when you come up to visit our great land, don't have to worry about snakes. But when you're out and about and traveling around the last frontier, be aware of our incredible frozen frogs. As William Shedd says, frogs are smart. They eat what bugs them. So, as always, love you. Hugs and prayers.